Hello PWL fans and welcome to the last game of Week 5. After this we have just one more week of play before the season is over. I'm your host Joe Adams, accompanied by Jaquillian.
It's great to be here, Joe. Let's meet the players of today's game, starting with the Bethany Eagles' Ben Clement, the only ranked player in today's match at 8th. Representing the Hillsborough Highlanders is Chris Dyer, and playing for the Rose City Wreckers is Jacob Ham.
The other three of today's game starts with Benno Black Mamba Xanthos of the Cedar Mill Shockwave. Representing the Beaverton Ballers is Audrey Winkle, and finally, playing for the Aloha Gladiators is Camille Jorgensen. With the introductions out of the way, let's get to match 1. Our starting server is Ben Clement, and receiving will be Camille Jorgensen. We have our serve. Let's begin the match here. Strong hit there from Ben Clement. Nothing too special so far. Good hit from Benno Xanthos as well. A backhand there from Audrey Winkle, who may be the best player in the league. And Ben Clement sending with a rifle to get Camille Jorgensen out. What a hit from Ben Clement.
Man, being after Ben just really sucks for pretty much any player in the league, I gotta say. But it looks like today it's tough being a Gladiator. And looks like we got Jacob Ham tying his shoe like the absolute bozo that he is. What a disgrace. What'd you say, Joe?
Yeah, I would say so. I think maybe they need to kick Jacob Ham out of the league.
Oh!
What a receive!
What a rocket from Benno Xanthos getting Chris Dyer out.
Oh my goodness.
That's so unfortunate for the Highlanders.
Yeah, I mean
the Ballers.
in these late games
Or
we've had some great serve receives. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw in Game 3 with Kane Edmonds and Ryan Hellman, their serve receives. And Benno Xanthos is doing another great one right there. Maybe he can do it again. Let's see. He sure tries to, but that's going to be a serve 1 on Benno Xanthos in this Final Four match as Jacob Ham starts to tie his shoes again, just once again, just absolutely desecrating the court.
Yeah, wow.
Benno Xanthos decides to be a little more chivalrous this time around and take it a little bit easier. Strong hit from Ben, but Benno was able to receive.
Kind of a quick one from Audrey, not really expecting that. I mean, of course I was, from the best player in the league.
And It looks like Audrey Winkle got a side there, which means she is 4th in this match.
Wow. Jacob got lucky there. And just like that, we're on the next one. Oh! And Benno sends a rocket right to Jacob. And he actually gets him out. Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah, so much for Jacob Ham being underrated. I think he is properly rated as maybe like a 15 through 20 ranked player in the league.
Absolutely, Joe. And it looks like that's a first serve on Benno Xanthos. I mean, a second serve, actually. Oh! Is that a third serve?
Yep, that's a third serve on Benno Xanthos.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
We're going to take a quick sponsor break here from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the one and only true Church of God. What do you think, William?
I think, honestly, they're the best church, Joe. Nothing much more to say about it.
Absolutely. But let's talk about that last match. We didn't even get to see a championship round between Benno Xanthos and Ben Clement as he was just a complete bozo and used up 3 serves.
Yep, what a dingus.
So here we are in match 2 with Chris Dyer serving to Audrey Winkle. A good hit there from Camille Jorgensen.
Wow.
Ben Clement able to receive.
Whoa.
Wow, nice receive from Benno there with the backhand.
Very impressive stuff.
Pretty basic play here. Except for Ben, you can always count on him to do some pretty hard hits.
Wow.
High ball. Not able to do too much on that.
Let's see if Benno can get a great receive from Ben once again. Not as impressive as last time, but still pretty good.
Oh, great corner shot from Audrey Winkle, but Jacob Ham's able to get it back onto the table. Some good hits here from all the players.
And it looks like everyone just switched sides.
Yep, and Chris Dyer there just did an absolutely game-shattering hit right there. That was pretty impressive.
Yep.
Everyone kind of sticking close to the table here, nothing too far out. And that was a corner shot, but Jacob Ham, again, showing off some great receive skills. And Ben Clement goes from first to worst as he sends it underneath the table. Just a pretty common mistake there, Jaquilliam.
Yep, that's a pretty common occurrence when it comes to Ben Clement. He's just doing pretty well and then sucking big balls. Anyway, I gotta say, Joe, I'm not really rooting for this Chris Dyer guy, as he's the only player not wearing the correct colored jersey.
That is a pretty big offense to him, I would say. It's probably even worse than the fact that he's attracted to minors. I think that goes as a number 2 to the worst, being wearing the incorrect jersey color.
This might not be actually important, but Chris is actually a minor himself. But no, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think I was implying?
Nothing, Joe.
So Camille Jorgensen gets out next. Now we're here to our final 4. And here we are, Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, Chris Dyer, hitting the ball. He's been to his island a couple times. He tells me that it's very nice there.
Yep.
He gets into all sorts of shenanigans, as I quote.
All legal.
And Beno Xanthos just sends it over the table. A lot of rookie mistakes here from the best players in this game.
That's a surprising turnout right there. But moving on to this next round, we're already getting some pretty quick and fast hits. But, that could have been a terrible Fergie special if Jacob would have just hit that a little bit harder.
Yeah, but as we all know, Jacob Ham is absolutely terrified of doing anything exciting ever. So.
Yep.
And Audrey Winkle almost gets the receive, but that's going to be a third place for her. Still some pretty good points so far. Because our championship round is going to be Jacob Ham versus Chris Dyer. Some pretty basic back and forth here. Chris Dyer getting a little close to the edge of the table there.
Every single time he is, actually.
Jacob Ham's keeping it a little bit more close. And Chris Dyer sends it over the table, and so Jacob Ham has won match 2. At the end of match 2, let's take a look at the current standings. Jacob Ham of the Wreckers plays like he has all season, scoring 8 points thus far off of a third place in match 1 and a victory in match 2, taking this early lead.
Beno Xanthos of the Shockwave takes second for right now, with the second and fourth place appearances for a total of 6 points. Tied for third is 8th ranked player Ben Clement, Chris Dyer, and Audrey Winkle, all of whom have 5 points.
That leaves the Gladiators' Camille Jorgensen bringing up the rear with just 1 point across the first 2 matches. For a team currently battling for the silver medal, they'll need a little more from her, Jaquilliam.
I have to agree with you there, Joe. She is really not living up to the hype, I gotta say.
So, I mean, going into match 3, what do you think? Who should we be watching here? Obviously, Jacob Ham just won match 2, so maybe he might be able to carry that momentum into at least a couple more third places at the very least.
No, Joe, I doubt it. I think he's going to fall off instantly.
And Ben Clement, of course, being the 8th ranked player, you definitely expect him to have a good game today, even if he did have a 6th place in match 2. And what about minor attracted person Chris Dyer, famous visitor of the Epstein Island? Do you think he might have a breakout game tonight?
It's tough to say, Joe, but I sure hope he doesn't, as once again he's wearing a black shirt instead of the classic Highlanders green.
That's right. I mean, that's just disrespectful not only to the league, but to his team.
Yep. Very quick serve there from Jacob. I don't know why Beno decided to swing at that, but I think that's a first serve on Beno Xanthos. Oh, and look at that. A first serve on Jacob Ham. What a retard. And finally, Beno receives that serve. And, whoa! A rocket from Ben Clement gets the person that was after him out.
Yep, Camille Jorgensen not having a good showing so far.
Yep.
Those poor Gladiators.
I'm feeling for them, I'll tell you.
Now we got 5 people. We're going to find out who's the next eliminated. I think pretty soon maybe Ben Clement might be able to get... Oh, Ben Clement is the next eliminated. That what was about to be a very nasty hit against Audrey Winkle, because we all know how much Ben Clement just despises women. Getting Camille Jorgensen and trying to get Audrey Winkle out that on the nasty hit like that, but looks like they get the last laugh today as Ben Clement hit the side of the table, which, I mean, playing aggressively, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, Joe, we all have off games, but honestly, I hope Ben Clement can get his act together.
That's right. I mean, you love to root for an underdog. Like
Absolutely. And looks like we got some quick hits here already. Oh,
Except
but a little too
Dyer.
quick.
Oh my gosh! I think there might have been a toddler who ran across the room, and Chris was just so distracted with such strong feelings that he just sent it right over the table. I mean, can't say I blame him.
Me neither, Joe. Looks like in this top three we have Jacob Ham from the Wreckers, Benno Xanthos from the Shockwaves, and Audrey Winkle from the Ballers. Let's see how it turns out. And just like that, the ball's live. And let's see who can last the longest here. Oh! A nice hit in the middle there from Benno, but Audrey was able to recover, obviously. And nice just hits along the long side of the table here. Just waiting for someone to make a mistake or do a nice quick hit. Oh, looks like we're moving to the short side of the table here. Things could get pretty interesting.
I don't know. With Jacob Ham in play, things getting interesting.
Until now with Audrey Winkle hitting it a little too, not enough power into that ball. It does not even hit the top of the table.
Yeah, not the best positioning either.
Absolutely, Joe.
Which means Benno Xanthos and Jacob Ham will meet here in the championship round.
No, where have I seen this before?
Never.
Oh. Well, I'm glad to see this rivalry really take shape.
The Shockwave Wrecker rivalry, nothing stronger.
Oh, Benno thinking he's going to cross the table for some reason.
He actually thought that Casper the Ghost, who was standing next to him, was the number 3 in the lineup. But luckily for the Shockwave, he remembered just in time that Casper the Ghost is just a spectator at today's match.
And one of the best spectators at that.
Honestly, I think he might be a Hall of Fame level spectator.
Yep.
So you guys have some pretty basic hits, just giving each other love taps right now, not really showing any aggression. And Benno Xanthos finds some way to choke the match. And this game is sponsored by Jack Fairhurst. So, thanks, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Pretty good appearance there from a great sponsor.
I really like how his hand doesn't even look like it's his. Like it's someone else's that's just stretching into the picture.
Yeah, it's pretty humorous.
All right, going to be starting on match 4 here soon. Benno Xanthos will be serving to rival Jacob Ham. And it's time for some people to maybe try and score some freaking points. I mean, am I right?
Yeah. So Benno Xanthos and Jacob Ham are both members of the serve once again. Oh, nice reserve there from
great
Ben.
Backhand from Ben Clement. When you think of Ben Clement, you normally think of somewhat of a forward striker, but he's showing that he can be a little technical here too. Get some backhands in.
A little bit of versatility showing right now.
A good corner hit there from Jacob, and what a hit!
Absolute rocket from Ben Clement.
Yeah, that was a very nice hit there from Ben Clement, showing off some talent there.
Yep, and I'm sure Audrey Winkle is pretty disappointed with that performance.
That's right. I mean, I think her Pro Bowl chances just lowered, just by that much.
Yeah, by like 1 or 2%. But moving on to the second round here, once again, I think we have Benno Xanthos serving to Jacob Ham. Let's see if he can do anything with that.
You can see famous free agent Daniel Winkle.
Wait, was that a top? There's absolutely no way that was called a legal hit for Ben Clement.
They're looking to the ref.
It looks like everyone's confused.
It looks like
the
ref called Ben Clement out.
I'd have to agree with that one, Joe. I think it was pretty clearly a side hit as it went straight up.
Hold on, Ben Clement's coming back into the game. And the ref has called it a redo.
No way. That's ridiculous.
I think maybe free agent Daniel Winkle must have had something to do with this decision.
Yep, that seems pretty probable.
And Camille Jorgensen gets out, and the ref, being a Gladiator player, this is definitely coming to bite him in the back, as he could have just gotten her another point. But I guess being genuine over biased is just what this ref does best.
Yep.
Going into our doubles match here. Another great hit there from Ben Clement. as
Chris Dyer
he
gets
gets
out.
Chris Dyer out.
Very nice play. Now we're down to the Shockwaves, the Wreckers, and the Eagles in this top three.
Yeah, Ben Clement could have had a fifth place in this match, but thanks to the ref, right now he has at least a third.
Oh! Was that even a top? I think it might have been. Oh, no.
Looks like it just sailed right over the top, and Ben Clement places third, which means now we're in our championship match, a rematch between Jacob Ham and Benno the Xanthos. But this time, Benno is serving.
Yep. From Benno, Black Mamba Xanthos.
We're going to find out if he does really have that Mamba mentality.
I gotta say, I believe in him.
The X Factor gene, and you can't teach it. It just has to come natural. A great hit there from Jacob Ham, and wow, Benno did not even last 10 seconds.
No, he really stood no chance there.
Yeah, that's what she said. So at the end of match 4, the standings look the same. Jacob Ham of the Wreckers won matches 3 and 4 in a successful three-peat to advance to 18 points already. Falling behind him is Benno 10 seconds lasting Xanthos of the Shockwave, who came second in both of those rounds to extend to 14 points.
The tie for third lessens to just 2 people. 8th-ranked player Ben Clement is seriously underperforming as he and Chris Dyer tie for third with 9 points each.
Exiting the tie is Audrey Winkle, who takes a firm 5th with 1 point behind at 8, leaving Camille Jorgensen in last once again, adding another point to her score with 2 total.
Well, Camille has scored equal to the lowest ever scored in a match, so at least she won't be setting any records here.
That's right, no records set, but
for the worst player.
Yeah, she could tie it if she comes 6th over the next 2 matches, though.
I think she's got more in her than that, Joe.
The server for match 5 is going to be Audrey Winkle, who is serving to Chris Dyer. The ball is live.
Oh, that was a
Barely
close
made it
one.
back onto the table there.
Yep. And it didn't even get anyone out. I don't see what the... I don't think that risk was worth it, honestly. Oh, but that one definitely was.
Ben Clement getting a regicide, getting the king Audrey Winkle out, which means the new king will be Chris Dyer, who will be serving to Camille Jorgensen.
Well, I've really got some faith in Camille Jorgensen for this round.
We all got faith. We're praying.
Yep, we're praying over here. And nice serve from Chris, and we're live. Nice hit there from... Oh! Oh! And whoever was receiving from Ben just could not keep up.
Another regicide for Ben Clement there, which means Camille Jorgensen is the new king, with Benno Xanthos receiving.
Let's see if Camille can deal with Ben's power shots.
Oh my gosh!
She absolutely cannot.
That just came out of nowhere as Ben Clement scores a 3rd regicide in a row, which means Benno Xanthos will now be hitting to Jacob Ham.
You know, I'm seeing a reoccurring theme here, Joe. Every time that Ben is after Jacob Ham, he gets an elimination.
It's certainly a little weird.
Maybe there's a connection there. I don't know. But let's see if it happens this round as well.
And another monster hit that gets Benno out. Ben Clement has scored 4 regicides in a row.
Maybe some suspicious play going on here, Joe.
Now we have our championship round. Ben Clement going for his 2nd win, and Jacob Ham trying to get his 4th of the night.
Oh, looks like it's a
serve
first
one.
Serve.
A great corner shot, but Jacob Ham somehow oh my.
I cannot believe this.
This is unreal. For our last sponsor time of the day, we don't actually have a sponsor. This is a missing child ad. If you've seen this child, please contact the authorities immediately. Tell him where he is. Tell him that his parents miss him. Please bring this child back to the warmth of his family. Thank you. In honor of that child we just watched, the final match is about to begin with Camille Jorgensen serving to Ben Clement. Some good all-around hits here so far.
Let's see if Ben Clement can get some more nasty hits in.
Unlikely.
Now that he's not going after Jacob Ham.
Now, I find it highly unlikely that he'll be getting anyone out soon.
Especially hitting to Audrey Winkle, one of the best players in the league.
Yeah. One of. I think you're underestimating a little bit here.
My bad.
So far, not much movement on the ball so far.
And not much movement from the players. That's
There's
for
just
sure.
some decent hits so far as people are just... Oh, Audrey Winkle. And Ben Clement gets Audrey Winkle out.
I'm sure this must be a fluke. Audrey Winkle not doing well in this game, kind of unheard of. But
I think that rival Daniel Winkle might have farted in the direction of the ball as she was hitting it to move it out of the way, to force her to get out.
yeah, I could believe that, Joe.
Yeah, I think there might be some foul play, but looks like the ref didn't see it. Unfortunate.
Never called. With the ballers out of here, we can start the second round with Camille serving to Ben Clement. Kind of a nice hit there, but no problem for Jacob Ham. And, kind of a nice side hit there from Camille once again. Oh! And who was that? Was that Beno Xanthos? That is rough for the Shockers.
I think he might have proved that he doesn't have the mama mentality.
Yeah.
The league people might have to change his nickname.
You know, Beno Xanthos might not have all the skill, but he has the heart, all right?
Maybe.
Oh.
That's a serve on Ben Clement.
What a dingus. Sorry, that had to be said.
That's going to be another serve on Ben Clement. One more, and he's out of here, I think.
Yeah, he's playing with fire here, I must say, Joe. Oh,
Yep. Good, smart choice, taking it conservative.
Very nice. Ooh, a backhand from Camille. Not sure why. Another one.
Some good hits here so far, especially playing on the short side of the table. This is where things get real interesting.
Oh, and... Oh. Holy crap!
What a receive from Jacob Ham. And what another great receive from Chris Dyer as well. Two great receives in a row.
Yep. I appreciate that Chris was able to do that without toppling over the camera. Very
That's
nice. Wow.
Another great receive. Jacob Ham showing that he's not a super bomb. And Chris Dyer gets out.
I must have seen another toddler, Joe. And looks like in this top three, we're down to Jacob Ham from the Wreckers, Ben Clement from the Eagles, and Camille Jorgensen from the Gladiators. Ben Clement playing it safe on that serve, very smart. And let's see if he can do anything to get Jacob Ham out.
Ooh.
Oh, how does Jacob receive those?
Another receive.
Really impressive. Oh, and kind of a quick one to Camille, too. Oh.
And he's not able to get that one as Ben Clement taking a measure of revenge here as he gets Jacob Ham out.
I'm sure Camille is pretty relieved that Ben was finally able to do something to Jacob.
Finally, our championship round here, Camille Jorgensen versus Ben Clement. Probably the two best people in this match.
Besides Audrey Winkle, of course.
Besides Audrey Winkle. That goes without saying.
Yeah, my bad.
Pretty strong hit. How is he going to receive this one? Oh, just barely.
Oh, wow. That was a close one.
That's no problem. Oh, never mind. Camille Jorgensen gets out.
That's rough.
The game has reached its conclusion. Let's see who came out on top.
The baller Audrey Winkle dropped from 5th to last after back-to-back 6th place finishes to end this game, meaning she scores just 8 points.
Camille Jorgensen, on the other hand, had some clutch performances to advance her points from 2 to 8 to tie Audrey in points but take the 5th place spot with her better statistical record.
Chris Dyer takes 4th place today, scoring 12 points after some not-so-favorable placements in matches 5 and 6. Beno Xanthos gets passed up as he drops into 3rd at 18 points with 5 eliminations.
While number 8 player Ben Clement got off to a rocky start, he clutched up with a 2nd place in match 5 and a victory in match 6 to score 18 points, breaking the tiebreaker with the best stats of the game, 11 eliminations and 5 regicides.
That leaves the winner, Jacob Ham, who scored 26 points for the 2nd week in a row after he won 4 matches today, And on a not bad stat sheet with 9 eliminations and 2 regicides, the winner is the Rose City Wreckers.
And now a look around the league for the end of Week 5, starting with the team standings.
The Cedar Mill Shockwave are in first as they break the 400-point barrier, scoring 424 with the second most eliminations at 128 and the third most regicides with 37.
The Rose City Wreckers are in second, 27 points behind the Shockwave with 397, with the third most eliminations at 125 and the most regicides in the league with 43.
The Aloha Gladiators take third with 364 points, 33 points behind the Wreckers. They have the league's most eliminations with 135 and the second most regicides with 41.
And fourth are the Beaverton Ballers, just 2 points behind the Gladiators with 362. 30 points behind the Ballers are the Hillsborough Highlanders with 332, and 52 points behind the Highlanders are the current 6th place team, the Bethany Eagles, with 280 points. Now the league knockouts leaders. Caden Fairhurst, even with being a game behind, is still the leader with 63 eliminations. Ryan Howman of the Ballers has quickly bridged the gap as he remains in second with 61 of his own.
Ben Clement moves up into third from last week with 56, and Tanner Jenkins moves down into fourth with 51. Jacob Ham, who has 2 less games than the most of these players, is in fifth with 38 as he moves up from nowhere.
Moving on to league regicide leaders, and the list is exactly the same. Caden Fairhurst retains first place with 26. Ryan Howman is close behind with 22 as he keeps second place. Ben Clement and Tanner Jenkins swap again as Clement takes third with 20, and Jenkins moves down to fourth with 18. Jacob Ham ties Tanner Jenkins with 18 regicides. I'm not seeing any shockwaves on either list, Jaquilliam.
That's because they're gay, Joe.
Finally, what we've all been waiting to see, the league's top 10 players after Week 5. Caden Fairhurst, even with missing a game, remains in first with 110 points on a league-leading 63 eliminations and 26 regicides.
Johnny Collier passes Ryan Heilman to take the league's second-ranked spot, who has been in that position for 4 weeks. Johnny has scored 106 points, though on literally half of Heilman's stats with 31 eliminations and 11 regicides.
That means Ryan Howman moves down to third in the rankings with 104 points, with the league's second best stats at 61 eliminations and 22 regicides.
Ben Clement moves up 4 spots from last week to take the new 4th-ranked spot with 101 points, also with the league's third best stats with 56 eliminations and 18 regicides.
Jacob Ham moves up from nowhere all the way up to 5th place with 100 points, also with the league's 5th best stats with 38 eliminations and 18 regicides.
Jack Fairhurst moves down 2 spots from last week, but he's still the 6th-ranked player with 93 points on 35 eliminations and 10 regicides.
The remaining top teners for next week are 7, Kane Edmonds, number 8, Tanner Jenkins, number 9, Riley Graham, and number 10, Kian Dyer.
That'll do it for today, folks. I'm Jaquilliam.
And I'm Joe Adams, and we'll see you next week on the PWL for the league's final season. As